Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I am Dustin, and we are looking at Nvidia today, which was down 1.110% or 1.10%. What's crazy to me is if you look at the price, you see how it has red lettering with a white background. That means that it's 3 standard deviations above its mean. So this thing, while having a down day, and it's probably based on the open, still was up relative to its 23-day average. We had 77 million shares traded today, which was a record essentially in the recent past. We've had as low as 19 million shares traded, but as high as now 77. When was the last time we broke 100 million? Last time we broke 100 million shares was the 31st of May when it was at $378, which is crazy. That was nearly $75 ago. We are still positive on a 5-day, a 15-day, a 1 month, a 3 month, and a 6 month. We have a go long on the short term. We now have a go long in the intermediate term and a go long in the longer term, as well as we've now flipped back to bullish on the short term, intermediate term, and long term. I would have definitely paid attention to this. I was not paying attention. This is a great purchase right now. I want to see what this trade range looks like in just a moment. What I love, though, is that we have a falling bear overall. We have 60% bullishness on the 2-day, 58% on the 5-day, and 56% on the 10-day. That is great to see because from these kinds of levels, we can still get a very good move higher. And this chart is just absolutely incredible. I would have thought it would have filled the gap, but you know what? What do I know? Let's go ahead and look at the weekly Nvidia chart. It's just a beautiful thing. That is a proper V. You know what I mean? Like you saw the peak back here in 2021. You got the bottom in 2022. Now we're at all-time highs again in 2023. When was the recession? I think it was 2022. It's my opinion. You don't like it? Change videos. This is the thing, though. When we look at Nvidia, we can see the daily sentiment. The thing that's most impressive to me is that it's not really going anywhere. And when it has downtime in terms of when the sentiment isn't great, it doesn't go below 50%. It stays above 55. Like 55 is kind of the floor in terms of the bullish sentiment, and the percentage of sentiment versus in bullishness versus bearishness. The volume, I mean, again, we finally got some moves back up above that 15-day moving average of volume after we got those big, massive swings. We did have 77 million shares traded today on a down day. What's kind of cool, and this is something that I always try to point out, if you saw my earlier video about Tesla, this is something that is exactly the same, which is that you've got rolling negative volatility where the volatility is actually falling and the price correlation is going negative as well. So when you have a volatility that is falling and you have price correlation that's going negative, what you would expect, if two things are negative, they make a positive. Now the difference is, when it comes to this, the positive is going to be slight. You're going to have smaller bars in terms of the size of the candles. You're going to have smaller candles. They're going to slightly move up. They're going to go sideways to up when you see a negative rolling volatility as well as a negative rolling correlation. That is incredibly positive because what you want to see essentially is you want things to get into a tight range. You want the range to tighten up, and then you want to get a bull thrust essentially in the direction upward, because that means that you're getting a lot of like foundation building. And that means that when you move up, there's going to be no shares, which means the moves are going to be incredibly great and you're going to have huge gaps, which is crazy with a stock this size, but that's just what you get. Now we look at the ultra fast sentiment. We can see that we're at 58%, just like I said. Even on here, when we get slightly negative, we just go below that the 15-day moving average, but we go to what, 55, 56% bullishness. If that's considered a down move, I want to live in this world. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And before you go, sign up for the new high newsletter. It comes out Sundays just for you. We'll send you 25 plus stocks breaking out plus 52-week highs, all for free. I can't believe it either. I'll talk to you soon.